It's been strange because I was the first person that actually told her, something is wrong with you, you're sick, go to a doctor. And we fought for 2 years.
Sharon didn't really care about Ozzy, she was just using him. That's the harsh truth the Osbourne family won't admit, but Aimee Osbourne finally spoke up. You've heard about Kelly and Jack, right?
I got 200 Hispanic kids, loaded them with eggs, they had peanut butter. They pelted the out of them.
There's a reason you almost never hear about their first child. Aimee was just 16 when she left home because she didn't want to be part of that reality show mess. Even at Ozzy's funeral, people acted like she wasn't even there, all because of Sharon. Now, Aimee is openly saying Sharon took advantage of Ozzy's poor health in his final years to push things he never fully agreed to, and Aimee isn't being vague, she says she has proof. She's warning people that they don't really know the real Sharon, accusing her of betraying everyone close to Ozzy.
No. Hold on. With war, okay, there are innocent victims on both sides.
If you were from the West Bank and you lost your family, you'd be pissed off.
Of course.
There's a reason you almost never hear about their first child. Aimee was only 16 when she left home because she didn't want to be part of that reality show drama. Even at Ozzy's funeral, people acted like she didn't exist, all because of Sharon. Now Aimee is openly saying that Sharon took advantage of Ozzy's poor health in his final years to push decisions he didn't fully agree with, and Aimee isn't just hinting. She says she has proof. She's warning everyone that they don't really know who Sharon is, accusing her of betraying everyone in Ozzy's circle.
Who many people think is a racist, so that makes me a racist. And for me, at 68 years of age, to have to turn around and say, I ain't racist. What's it got to do with me? How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Well,
what?
We'll be right back.
The family, the money, the image, everyone knew Ozzy had Parkinson's. But what was really happening behind the scenes? Aimee is speaking up. She says Sharon wasn't the loving wife people thought. Aimee claims Sharon controlled who was allowed to see Ozzy, made strange medical choices, and focused more on keeping up appearances for the cameras while Ozzy was struggling. Insiders have quietly hinted at this for years, but no one wanted to openly blame Sharon.
I have to have a nurse with me now everywhere I go. It's just, I'm burden to my wife, burden to everybody that works for me. I mean, I've never been like this in my life.
That's when Aimee jumped in. Her post got fans and even people in the industry questioning if Sharon was the one pulling the strings all along, using Ozzy's illness to hold onto her power. Then Aimee dropped a mysterious Instagram post with a chilling line, "Scorn a siren, see what happens." But why is Aimee speaking up now? She says with Ozzy gone, she has nothing to be afraid of anymore, and she's ready to reveal what she calls the real sickness in the family.
Close at all. Like we don't have a great relationship. She'll be the first to tell you that, so it's no secret. So I've never asked her outright, like, do you regret it? I think there must be a level of like, hey, what, my life probably would have been different than what it is if I'd have done.
Right after her post blew up online, things got messy in the Osbourne family. Sharon didn't say anything in public, but insiders claimed the drama behind the scenes was intense. They even said Sharon was pushing Kelly and Jack to publicly go after Aimee. Just a few days before Ozzy passed away, Jack appeared on the Disrespectfully podcast and said Aimee was never really part of the family. He also criticized her for not joining the family reality show when she was a teenager, but the truth is Aimee never once regretted that choice.
200 Hispanic kids, loaded them with eggs, they had peanut butter. They pelted the out of them.
Out of Iron Maiden.
Yes, and then I went on stage and I said, look, don't with us. Don't be disrespectful. Don't with us. This is what you get.
How do you
get the off my stage.
I get you came up with a plan. You said, let's throw eggs at Iron Maiden. Yeah. I like the plan.
I must say at this point, it was nothing whatsoever to do with me. I didn't know it was
you had no idea.
No.
I don't condone that. I think, I said, in actual fact, don't put them on the tour, Sharon, because they are.
In her interview with Barbara Walters, Aimee made it clear that her private life is very important to her. She said it never felt right because her whole life had already been so public. Aimee says she's finally at a stage where she can make her own choices, but when she was just 16, Sharon didn't care that her daughter felt trapped with cameras watching their every move at home. Instead of protecting her, Sharon let her move out on her own like it didn't matter. The Osbournes have never exactly been private, but this feels like a whole different kind of chaos. Aimee is now calling Sharon out, basically blaming her for putting Ozzy through a tough time just to keep control of the spotlight. And the way all this is coming out is showing Sharon's strategy for everyone to see. For years, she's been the face and brains behind the Osbourne empire, managing Ozzy's career, the reality shows, and the business side like a fortress. But now the big question is, was she really protecting Ozzy? Or was she just protecting her empire at all costs?
Even like I'm about to be put in the electric chair because I have a friend who many people think is a racist, so that makes me a racist. And for me, at 68 years of age, to have to turn around and say, I ain't racist. What's it got to do with me? Okay? How can I be racist about anybody? How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Well, I tell you,
what?
We'll be right back.
What?
We have more topics, so don't go away.
Fans are divided. Some believe Aimee is finally speaking the real truth after watching her dad struggle for years, while others think it's just a family fight going public. But things get even darker. Sharon has a history of making power moves, and not in a good way, early in Ozzy's career. Insiders like producer Max Norman and Ozzy's former bandmates claimed Sharon would push people aside, take credit for their work, and cut them out of money as if she controlled everything. Norman even said Sharon's interference cost bassist Bob Daisley and drummer Lee Kerslake the publishing rights they deserved, and that she was the reason they were completely pushed out of the band. In his words, that was a really strange situation, and they both got treated very unfairly.
I'll tell you what genocide looks like. You want to go and do a little bit of research about the Second World War. Go to concentration camps, see those pictures. That's starvation. That is genocide. How come none of the men in Palestine look as if they're starving? Have you ever thought that? Why is it only the babies and the women? Because the Palestinians think if they suffer, if they die for their cause, they are going to go and be a martyr, and they're going to live in heaven with whatever happens in their heaven. And the Hamas use the women and the children as collateral. It's collateral for them. Make them suffer. Everybody will be on us.
He didn't hold back when giving his opinion, calling the whole thing shameful and saying that in 30 years of working in the business, he had never seen anything like it. Rod Smallwood even called it the most disgusting and unprofessional thing he'd ever seen, but Sharon never apologized. Instead, she kept talking in interviews, trashing Iron Maiden, and insulting frontman Bruce Dickinson, calling him an effing a hole and accusing him of being jealous of Ozzy. The truth is, Ozzy never said any of that. Sharon was the one putting words in his mouth and creating drama he never started. That's been her pattern, making loud, messy statements while dragging Ozzy's name into them. In 2007, she shocked people by openly talking about a suicide pact with Ozzy, something most people would keep private. She made it sound like a tabloid headline. And that's just the beginning of her messy history. Many also remember when she was kicked off the talk after being accused of using racist and homophobic slurs against co-hosts Julie Chen and Sarah Gilbert. Insiders claimed it wasn't just a slip-up, it was the real Sharon behind the scenes. And of course, instead of giving a real apology, she kept acting nasty and tried to twist the story. So when Aimee accuses Sharon of using Ozzy for her own benefit, it makes sense. Sharon has a long history of cold, calculated moves. Here's one shocking example. Sharon once admitted she forced her assistant to run into a burning house to save her artwork during a fire. And when he didn't laugh about it later, she fired him. Sharon often turns her cruelest actions into funny stories, and the worst part is, people usually laughed along instead of calling her out. That's the kind of behavior that only works in certain circles, the ones that cheer for cruelty and call it classy. But regular, hardworking people would see her fire story as horrifying, not funny. Honestly, the older she gets, the colder she seems, and just days after Ozzy passed away, instead of grieving with her family, Sharon was already making shocking public comments about starving people in the Middle East and even genocide. Imagine your husband just died, and 2 days later, that's what you choose to talk about. But that's Sharon always chasing controversy instead of showing compassion. And let's not forget her connection to Diddy. She even tried pushing her daughter Kelly toward him, which raises a lot of questions. But here's the strange part: when allegations against Diddy started coming out, Sharon suddenly acted like she didn't know anything, saying they came from two different worlds. Really? Then how did she know so much before? Maybe Aimee Osbourne is only scratching the surface. Because if this is what Sharon does and says publicly, what she hides in private might be even darker than anyone realizes. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments.